We have a very exciting presentation for our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students at Carl J. Lamb this morning. Can anybody read what this says? It's all about recycling. We have ecomaine with us, and we also have a very special guest here to see you today. And so I'm going to turn it over to my friend, Miss Katrina. You say hi, Miss Katrina? Hi, Miss Katrina. She works at ecomaine, and she's going to teach you all about recycling. Let's give a big round of applause. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'm so glad to be here to talk to you about recycling. I'm also going to talk about some trash, or what we call landfill. So if you hear me say landfill later on, what does that mean? Trash. So those two words are the same thing in your brain from now on, okay? So I didn't come alone today. I actually came with a friend, and I'm wondering if you can guess who it is. Let's see. Have you ever been to a Red Claws basketball game? Does anyone know who the mascot is for the Red Claws? Crusher. So I think if we say Crusher, loud enough, but not yet, because we got to have a signal, right? If you're getting too loud, we got to calm down and focus back. So my signal for let's quiet down is going to be this. Okay? So if you see me or Crusher do this, it's time to quiet down so we can learn and have some more fun. Okay? You ready? So 1, 2, 3. Crusher! 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 Good work. So he's here today to help us talk about recycling. But we have to learn a little bit before we have a little bit of fun. So Pressure, if you wouldn't mind taking a seat, we'll all learn a little bit about recycling. Now, can anyone tell me if they recycle at home or even at school? Great, great, great. So some of the things that we can recycle, what are those types of things? What do you think? Yes, sir.
Bottles.
Bottles. What are those bottles made out of?
Plastic.
Plastic. Good. We can recycle plastic. What's another thing? Cardboard. Very good. What's another thing we can recycle? Cans. What are those cans made out of? Metal. Good. We got plastic, cardboard, metal. 2 more. Paper. Very good. And 1 more. Starts with us. Good. What do you think? Cartons. Very, very good. Cartons are made out of paper or cardboard. You already got it. Great. What about that glass? Very good. So those are the 5 kinds of things that we can recycle. We're going to talk about those things in a minute. But it's actually important to talk about a couple other things before we even talk about recycling. And that's why I brought this here with me. This is what we call a waste hierarchy. You see that? So waste hierarchy means, what do I try and do first? What could I do second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth? So on the first line, can anyone read this for me? Out loud, nice and loud. Reduce. Very good. So to reduce means to use less of something. So if I go wash my hands and I take 5 paper towels and dry my hands, is that a lot of paper towels or a couple paper towels?
Couple.
Do I maybe need just 1 paper towel? Yeah, so I can reduce the amount of paper towels that I use every time I wash my hands. What if thank you.
Hello.
What if I am brushing my teeth and I leave the water on while I'm brushing my teeth? Am I using a lot of water, or am I reducing the amount of water I'm using? I'm using a lot, so we can reduce the amount of water we're using by just turning it off. We turn on the water, get our toothbrush wet, turn it off, brush our teeth really good, and then wash off that brush. What if I grow out of my shirt? I go too big. because I'm getting bigger and bigger. So what if I go to the store and I buy 20 new shirts? Do I need 20 or do I need like 5 or 10? 5. So I can again reduce the amount of things that I'm buying by just buying a couple less. So if you reduce or use less of something, whether it's less paper towels, less water, less things that you buy, then there's more for the future, right? There's more paper towels to use tomorrow. There's more water to brush our teeth with tomorrow, right? What is this next one? What does that say out loud? Reuse. Very good. Reuse. I think reuse is maybe my favorite one. So my favorite reuse thing is right here. What is it?
Water bottle.
It's a water bottle. Sometimes I put my hot tea in there. Sometimes I get a hot chocolate and I put it in there and it's delicious. But I made it really fun. See, I put a lot of good stickers on it. So I reuse this every single day. I don't just go buy one of these every time I'm thirsty. I don't use one of these every time I'm thirsty. I fill up my cup over and over and over again so I can reuse it, right? Here's another example. What if I grow too big for my shoes? What if I outgrow my shoes? Do you think this is mine? No, it's too big. But if I grow too big for my shoes, can I give them to someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever donated any of your clothes or books or toys to someone else?
My nana.
That's perfect. If you've never had before, maybe you try. So to reuse something is to use it in another way or in the same way. So someone else can wear those shoes and reuse them, or I can use that water bottle over and over and over again and not go need to buy one. Now, what's that next one? Recycle! Very good, and recycling is what we're going to talk about the most today. We'll talk about the paper stuff, the cardboard stuff, the metal stuff, the glass stuff, and the plastic, all the things that you pointed out that we can recycle really well. We'll pause on that for a second, and then we'll talk about this one, compost. What is compost? Are you familiar with compost? Can you tell me a little bit about it? Very good. What is that banana peel that you put in your compost? What does it turn into? Ooh, it turns into soil. Can we grow a new plant from soil?
Yeah.
Can we grow some new flowers from soil? Yeah, so compost is really good. So we're taking that banana peel. We're taking the orange peel. We're taking all the things that we can't eat or don't want to eat that's food, even paper towels. What? You can compost paper towels, and it turns it into soil so something new can grow, which is wonderful. Now, this one's probably a new one for you. It's called waste to energy. Can you say waste to energy?
Waste to energy.
Very good. And that's actually something else ecomaine does. See this picture right here? So this picture is a big pile of trash. See the very top picture there? Big picture is a big pile of trash. And we actually take a whole lot of trash, hundreds of thousands of tons of trash, and we burn it every year, which sounds really kind of scary and weird, right? We're inside a very safe building, just like this building is made to have school. We have a building that's made to have fire inside of it. So it's done in a very safe way, and we use something crazy called a turbine and a generator to make electricity. So from trash, we're making electricity to power the really cool electric car that we drove here today, to power our building so we can have power to run the lights and everything, and to power homes and businesses too. How cool is that? So we're taking trash and making electricity out of it. And then finally the last guy, what is this L1? Does anyone read that? Nice and loud. Landfill. And a landfill is where our trash goes when it sits there forever and ever after we're done with it. So after we burn the trash to make electricity, it turns into ash, then the ash goes to the landfill. But sometimes there are places that take their trash just to a regular landfill, and that's just a big hole in the ground where the trash sits forever. So my friends, that's why it's important to reduce, reuse, recycle, and compost as much of our stuff as possible so that we don't fill up all those landfills, and then we have to go find another landfill, and we fill up that one, and then we gotta go find another landfill, and we fill up that one. So it's important to do the first 4 and not put as much as we can in the trash can. Now, let's go back to recycling, 'cause it's super fun. So, that C one, what is the cardboard. So, it could be anything. Crusher, can you come be my assistant? Can you hold that up? What does that look like?
An egg.
An egg carton. So, an egg carton is made out of cardboard. It is recyclable. So, let's pop it right there. What is this one? This could be an Amazon box, it could be a shoe box, it could be a box that you get in the mail from your grandma, it could be any box, it could even be a cereal box. We want any kind of box, and where can we put it? In the recycling bin. Awesome. Now, who likes pizza? We can even recycle your pizza boxes. Now, my friends, did I not bring you any pizza, Crusher? I'm so sorry. My friends, can we recycle pizza? So please don't give us your crust. Please don't give us all the extra cheese. Please only give us the box. And make sure it doesn't have a ton of grease on it. So if you open that up, Crusher, and you show that to them, that looks pretty clean, right? So give us your pizza boxes, but don't give us all the stuff inside of it. Where can that go? Recycling bin. What about things like we might eat and drink out of?
McDonald's.
What about a cup made of paper?
McDonald's.
Or, does this look familiar to you? I got it out of your trash can. I hope it looks familiar, but it's pretty. So are these 2 things that we can recycle? What do you think, Crusher? They are made of paper, so they can be recycled. Other things that can be recycled: newspapers and magazines, and even
Comic books.
cards with writing or coloring on them. So all things that are made of paper, I'll keep this one. My rule is, for paper, if you can rip it, we can take it, okay? So your paper can go in the recycling bin. And one more for paper. Look at all these cartons. I know someone up here said cartons earlier. That was awesome, because we can recycle your cartons. Now, do we want to recycle your orange juice or your milk in your carton? No, so make sure you drink it up before you put it in the recycling bin. Very, very good. Now, that was the paper and the cardboard. What about metal? Very good. Can we recycle metal? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Ha, it's a can. Yes, we can. So, we can definitely recycle metals. And the cool thing about that is in our building, when we're sorting everything out, because you can put all your stuff together, a giant magnet picks up the metal and throws it in a bin. So all the metal all day long is being grabbed, thrown into a giant bin. So Crusher is my magnet, and he can throw it in the bin. All right. Now, fun fact, that metal was made out of steel or tin. This metal is made out of something different. Does anyone know what kind of metal this is? I heard it starts with an A. Aluminum. Very good. So it's aluminum cans or aluminum foil, even like a pie plate. Or who had a turkey this Thanksgiving? Did anyone put it in an aluminum can? So those things can be recycled. Now, do I want Do I want your turkey inside your pan? No! Do I want some pie in that pie plate when I recycle it? No! Do I want half your can of soda in the recycling bin? No! No, so give us your stuff, empty it out, and then in the recycling bin. Now, up next, we've got some glass. So glass is another thing that we take to recycle. Do we want it to be full or empty? Empty. Very good. You guys are very smart. So those things must be empty. We don't care if that cap is on or you take the cap off. Either is fine because we actually don't recycle it. We reuse it. So when we reuse it, it looks sometimes like this. This is countertop made out of crushed glass for your bathroom or your kitchen. How cool is that? So we take the glass and we crush it up really small, and then a company comes and takes it and they clean it up, and then they put it into countertop. And then they sand it, they make it really, really shiny. Because this side's not very shiny, this side's very shiny. So that's the side that you would have facing up. So your glass can go in the recycling bin, but we want to do it gently, right? We don't want to crush it down in there. Very good, crusher. Now, the very last thing, what have we not talked about? Cards with a P. Now, this is a big one. Plastic is a big one because there's so many types of plastic. We use number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. Number 1 through 7 plastics are things that you and I use every day. I'm going to give you some fake homework. Are you ready? You don't have to do it, but it's fun to do. So when you go home today, look at the bottom of your milk jug, look at the bottom of your yogurt container, look at the bottom of your shampoo bottle, look at the bottom of some kind of plastic container that's in your house, and you're going to see a little triangle with a little number inside of it. And it's going to have a 1, or a 2, or a 3, or a 4, or a 5, or a 6, or a 7. Very good. Now, we can take all 7 of them, so it doesn't matter if it's a number 1, where do you put it? What if it's a number 4? What if it's a number 7? Very good. So these are things like your little fruit cup. So if you had pineapple in your fruit cup or peaches in your fruit cup, where could it go? What if you had some cereal? Yeah, Parker. What if you need some milk to go with that cereal? There you go. What if you wanted some yogurt or some cottage cheese for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner? Right there. Now, do we want cottage cheese in your cottage cheese container when you go? Heat it up or drink it up and then put it in there. Speaking of drinking it up, do we want to put full water bottles in there? No. We put water bottles in there anyway. Now, my friends, does anyone do deposit bottles or get their money back for their deposit bottles? That's really, really good. We want you to do that. But if you can't do that, maybe you live too far away, maybe you don't have time, then they can go in our recycling bin just fine, and we'll take care of them for you too. What about if you needed some grape tomatoes? Could you recycle the container? And finally, what if you had some chicken? Could you recycle the container the chicken came in? Now, one fun fact about the chicken is that sometimes they come in a styrofoam container. Does anyone know what I mean when I say styrofoam? It's really lightweight. You could like throw it up in the air and it would fall down like this. Now, the tricky part is that it does have a number 6 on the back of it, because styrofoam happens to have a number 6. But we can't take it because styrofoam is too light, and it's just not something that we're able to take. So give us your regular plastics, but not your super light styrofoam, okay? Oh, I did forget 2 more. Here's a container. Maybe I had a salad in there. Maybe I got a chicken from the grocery store. Is it a good container to recycle? Yeah! Yeah, very good. And finally, I have some wipes that maybe I wiped up a mess with. It's a container. It's got a number 1 through 7 on the bottom, and it can be recycled. Very good. Now, here's something that's opposite from a container. What does this look like? Bottle wrap. Now, let's try any one of these. I can squeeze it a little bit, right? You see how I'm squeezing it? I can completely crush this down. I can even pop it. So these are the kind of things that we can recycle, but we can't take stuff like this because it's not hard and it's also not a container. You see that? Yeah. It doesn't hold milk, it doesn't hold any yogurt, it doesn't hold anything. So it's going to be trash. Now other things that might be trash are down here. Is anyone ever eaten this? No. It's delicious. Now, I'm done with my popcorn, and it's kind of made of plastic, so I'm going to recycle it, right? No, why not? Can you crush that in your hands, Crusher? Oh man, look at that. It's a tiny ball. So that tells me that that's going to be a trash item. Yay! Well, here's the next one. Uh-oh. My hanger broke. So I can't reuse it. I can't put it in the reuse bin because how am I going to reuse that? So if I have something that's broken,
You put it in.
and it is plastic, but is it a container? No. So it is going to be a trash item. Very good. What about your toothpaste? Like your toothpaste? No. So Crusher, can you try and squish that a little bit? Squish that up. Yeah. So it is a container. It did contain your toothpaste, but we can't take things like tubes because they're so squishy. So that is a trash item. What about things like your straws? Well, I had it on my cup over here. Let me see if I can find my cup. So I went to get a drink, and maybe I forgot my cup today. And they were all together, so can I just put that in there? No. No, because this guy, what is he made out of? Paper. Very, very good. It's paper. Some of them are made out of plastic, but this one, it is plastic, but it's not a container. And I can also squish it. So where do I put it? In the trash. If you wanted to be super fancy, you could take this home, this straw home, and have it in your next milkshake or smoothie or hot chocolate. You could keep it if you wanted to, or you just gotta throw it away. What about things like plastic silverware, my utensils? Can I put that in here? Is it a container? No, but could I take it home and reuse it again? Yes. Absolutely. Or if I can't reuse it again, maybe I even broke it, where can I put it? In the trash can. We'll do one more. I have a pen, but it ran out of ink, and I can't write with it anymore. Do I put it in the recycling bin? No. What if it's a pen that still has ink, but I just don't want it anymore? I can reuse it, or I can give it to a friend. I can bring it to school, and someone at school can use it. I can reuse it if it still has ink, but what if it doesn't? What if it's broken? It goes in the trash, or I heard it landfill. Very good. We do have a couple more examples up here. Let's go through really quickly. Carpet. Can we recycle carpet? No. What's the coolest thing about this carpet and this carpet that I brought? They're made out of something very, very special. What? Even my shirt. My shirt is made out of plastic water bottles. This is number 1 plastic. Another name for it is PET. PET. It's got a much longer name than that.
Cotton.
But what they do with this is they take the plastic, they clean it, they dry it, they chop it up, they melt it down, they make it into string, and then they sew the carpet or the shirt on a machine, just like all your clothes are sewn on a machine too. Your clothes might be made out of cotton, they might be made out of polyester, they might be made out of wool. There's a lot of things our clothes are made out of. Very exciting thought, isn't it? But anyway, the machine, any type of fabric the machine is working with, it makes it into clothes or carpet or whatever the machine is told to do. So it's very interesting. So we can't recycle it, even though sometimes it's made out of recycled material. So if we have super old carpet, we can put it in the trash. But if we have carpet that we just don't want anymore, maybe a rug in our room that we just don't like it anymore, could we? Reuse it. Very, very good. And then, what about something that I actually got out of your trash can too? It's not foil. Remember we had foil over here? It's not regular foil, even though it is kind of the same color. On the inside, it's paper. And I can rip it, but it's got a lot of food and icky stuff on it. So this is gonna be landfill or trash. And then two more things. We've got a coffee bag. Can we squish it? What do you think, Crusher? Can you squish that up? Very good. That's landfill. And then finally, we've got a cord. Do you want to recycle that? No, because here's something interesting to think about. Crusher, can you hold this up for me, please? That is called a spinning star, and those are in our building, and they are what helps take out the paper. So there's 300 of those, 229 more than that, and they're all spinning together, and they push the paper up and up and up and over, so it falls onto a different belt. The glass, metal, and plastic falls through and goes this way, paper goes that way. And if I were to put this in the building, do you think it would get stuck? Yeah. Yeah. So if it's still good, what can I do with it? Reuse it. And if it's broken or cut in half or just doesn't work anymore, where does it go? Landfill. But I'm going to pretend it still works and put it up there. Thank you for holding that, Crusher. Now, my friends, we have one more thing to look at before we get to play a game. Now, remember how we were talking about this one, reuse? So let's talk about some things that we can reuse. Remember this guy? Yeah. So, I get to fill this up anytime I want some hot tea, some hot chocolate, even some coffee sometimes. So what can I do with it? Trash it? Recycle it? Or use it? Very good. Crusher, can you hold this up for me? Oh my. That is a very, very long jersey. What if I outgrew that jersey? Could I recycle it? Could I put it in the trash can? Can someone else use it? Yes! Use it. Great work. What about the giant shoe? Is that trash? To borrow these out of your lost and found because they look so cute. Do they belong to anybody? Yeah. You can get them back afterwards. I'm going to borrow them for just a few more minutes. But if I don't need those anymore, maybe I move to Texas where it doesn't really get cold too often. Do I need those? So do I put them in the recycling bin? The trash bin? The reuse bin? Yeah. What about this little guy? What if whatever kiddo is using that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and they can't fit in there anymore? Where can we put it? Very good. Can you hold that up, Crusher? What if, the same shirt I have on, what if I don't like that shirt anymore, or I get too big for it, or I don't have enough room? Can I give that away? Can one of you wear it? Yeah, so we can reuse it. Very, very good. And last one here. A water bottle. Is that one that we can fill up over and over and over again? Or can we go buy one of these? Which one would you prefer? This one? Or that one? Yeah. So that can be reused over and over and over again. And we already talked about these guys, so we'll just put them behind here. Because now, my friends, we get to play a game. Now, this is going to be a game. We're all going to sit where you are, but Crusher's going to need your help to sort out the stuff. So I'm going to, Crusher, turn around. I'm going to pour this stuff out. He doesn't know where it's going. Tell him, no peeking, Crusher. Stuff. We've got a Crusher and we've got all of you and some bins. So Crusher's going to come over, he's going to pick up something, he's going to hold it up and he needs your help. Tell him very clearly, reuse it, recycle it, or trash it. You ready? All right, Crusher, you may pick something up. Take your pick. An aluminum can. Great work, friends. Keep it up. cards.
What is that?
So plastic, remember, great plastic containers can be recycled. Ooh, what about squishy plastic? What about aluminum? Recycle those plastic containers. What about that papery one? Ooh, the glass. Almost done. Let's look at the carton. That was pressure. Oh, the straw and the broken hanger. The knife. I got a drink. It's got a top on it. What do I do? Don't forget to drink all the liquid. Ooh, the pen. Two more plastics. Let's see, a container. Plastic container. And one more. Great work, my friends. You did an incredible job helping with us. And the recycling, reuse, and trash challenge. You did such a great job that you actually get to take home a prize today. That prize you get will be given to you at the door when you're leaving. It will probably be given to your teacher just because it's easier, and then you'll get it at your, in your classroom. It is a pencil made out of recycled newspapers. So Peter's holding up those pencils that you're going to get. And my friends, even more important, you're going to get a list of things that are recyclable and a list of things that are not. Matt, can you hold up one of those for me? So that list kind of looks like Christmas. It's green on one side and red on the other. Now, my friends, listen for just one more minute. You're doing a great job. When you are in the car with your family and you're driving down the road, what does green mean? Good, good stuff. What if you're driving down the road and you see red? So on this recycling list, the green stuff is the good side. The red stuff is the stop, don't do it side. So don't give us the bad things. Those bad things go in the landfill. Some of them can be reused, but we only want the good stuff that can be recycled in your recycling bin, because otherwise we get stuff that's stuck and bad things happen. So give us that cardboard, that paper, that plastic container, the metal, and the glass. My friends, thank you so much for listening today. If you happen to leave that way, we'll make sure that you get the pencils to you. But either way, thank you so much. A big round of applause.